Okay, so as always, I want to say a lovely good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you, depending on what time you are watching this video, depending on what side of the globe you are watching us from. My name, as always, is Atokwe Peter Wedam, and I am a lead presenter at Wedambo TV. Now, we still have people in this world that have a big heart, that have a good heart for doing things for the benefit of the public, for doing things in their personal capacity for the benefit of the general good. Now, one of such persons is Mr. Adibula Fuseni. Adibula Fuseni is a serviceman with the U.S. Army, and he was in town in the Navrongo Township, specifically at the Navrongo War Memorial Hospital on Tuesday, 2nd May 2023, to do a donation to the management of the War Memorial Hospital. Now, Mr. Adibula had this to say before the presentation of the items in a meeting he had with the medical director of the hospital, Dr. Eric Wedam, and the company of the hospital's accountant. Take a look at what informed Adibula's decision to come to the aid of the Navrongo War Memorial Hospital with a donation of a package including assorted medical supplies and equipment. So take a look at what Adibula had to tell the management of the hospital and what informed his decision and action to help the hospital out.
So if I bring this, there might be someone somewhere who will see the good in it and be like, oh, since he has done this, let me replicate the same thing. Yes.
Mr. Adibula, so how did you come to learn of the needs of the hospital that caused you to bring this package?
Yes, I had spoken to my brother, Dr. Eric, and even some time ago, we had invited him to our Kasne Union in the States.
Okay.
And then he lay out some of the things the hospital need.
Okay.
And our group is coming together to do something for the hospital, but they are not ready yet.
Okay.
But I know in the near future, they will definitely do something.
Okay.
But as an individual, I don't want to say, oh, let me keep waiting for everyone. So coming down, I say, you know what? Since he has already spoken about the things they need, and I equally even know what they need, I say, you know what, let me see what I can do. And that is how I came by bringing this few stuff to donate to the hospital.
Okay. Yeah. Please, are you able to give me a list of what makes up the package, if you can mention some of the items you have?
We have blood pressure monitors, and I think there are about 10 of them, the digital ones, and I have thermometers, the shooting one, the one you shoot on the forehead.
The gun thermometer.
The gun thermometers.
Okay.
I have about 10 of those.
Okay.
And then we have the surgical blades.
All right.
Now, Dr. Eric gave me a specific one that he needs.
Okay.
And then we have 100 pieces in a box.
Okay.
And I have 10 of them. So that means like 100 times 10. That's about 1,000 of those.
Okay.
And then I have the sutures.
Okay.
I don't know the types, but I guess he knows.
Yeah.
So, but he gave me the type, and I bought the sutures too.
Okay.
And I have the scalpel blade holders.
Okay.
The one you fix, he knows better. I have 10 of those too.
Okay.
And I know you guys can make good use of this for now.
Okay.
That's the items that we have.
All right.
Yeah.
Will you wish to mention the value of the items?
Oh, I think that is not necessary. I think that is not necessary because life is more valuable than the items.
All right.
So as long as it is made good use of to the people of Navrongo, that is what is more important.
All right.
Yes.
So Mr. Adibula is somebody who doesn't want to have all the glamour about him doing this for people, doing that over there, doing that over here. So I wasn't surprised when I asked him for the cost of the items that made up the package for the whole presentation. Mr. Adibula declined to disclose the amount he spent on buying the items and just said that he was glad that the hospital needed help and he was able to help. And his hope is that other people from the Navrongo area who are able and willing to help the hospital should be encouraged and inspired by his action to also go to the aid of the hospital anytime they are able to do so. Okay, so as you would have heard Mr. Adibula explain in his remarks to management of the hospital before the presentation of the items. He actually belongs to Union of Casinos in the United States, and they had some discussions with the medical director, Dr. Eric Wedam, in the recent past, during which discussion Dr. Wedam laid out the needs of the hospital and what the union could do to assist, having come from the Navrongo area and now domiciled and working abroad. Adivila explains that though he is part of that Union of Casinos in the United States and was part of that discussion, as he was coming down to Ghana for a visit, he thought it wise that whilst the union was yet gathering resources, pulling together resources from members to be able to respond to the requests or needs of the hospital at an appropriate time, he decided that it was wise in his personal capacity, what he could do, he should do that whilst the group works on pulling resources together to do their presentation at an opportune time that will be announced later. So that was Adivila's reason for coming. And mind you, coincidentally, Mr. Adivila Fuseni and Dr. Eric Wedam were classmates some years ago at the Navrongo Secondary School, the school we popularly call Navasco. So these are Navascans doing wonders in service of the public good and in service to humanity. The other old boys of other schools like Notre Dame, Awe Secondary, Sandema Secondary, and Co in the Upper East region, what are you guys also up to? You can also help, like these two Navascans are doing massive wonders in support of the Navrongo Hospital. One in his capacity as a philanthropist, that's Mr. Adivila, and of course one in his capacity as a medical director, Dr. Eric Wedam of the Navrongo War Memorial Hospital. Now, having listened to the reasons that pushed Mr. Adivila to come forward with his donation of the medical supplies and equipment, these were the remarks of Dr. Eric Wedam in receipt of the items. Let's take a look. Doc, I am sure you will wish to receive donations of packages of this nature almost every day. What is your initial reaction or remarks having received these items from one of the citizens of Navrongo who has the hospital at heart?
Thank you very much. I think this morning I must say that I'm very excited to welcome and then receive Mr. Adivila. What he actually narrated is true, it did happen. And for somebody to at earlier on call to ask what our needs, what and what do we need, even the thought of what trying to help the facility is something which is much appreciated. And he has gone beyond only ask to demonstrate it by coming this morning to present items that will actually save the facility financially. It will help us be able to care for the citizens and people who even come from beyond Navrongo. The cost of these items I can estimate, and my accountant is here, will know what we are talking about, particularly in this time where things are so hard to get. So we actually appreciate it. The entire fraternity and staff of the facility will be very appreciated to see that an individual has done this for us. We had earlier on in the past received donations from others and then groups and the individuals, and his own too is much appreciated. All the previous donations are actually acknowledged. His own too particularly is acknowledged this morning because it will be helpful to us. And we continue to hope that individuals and groups will see these exemplary behaviors and then come to our aid in the next future, because the facility has been in existence since 1961. There's not been any major renovation in the facility. Individuals have been making efforts. We are waiting a number of proposals, to about 10 proposals to various individuals, MTN, Vodafone, and then others, but it has not been able to yield any results. So we need good people like Mr. Adivila who can actually help us in their widow's might. In that way, we can keep pushing forward. So in a nutshell, I would like to say, God richly bless you and then keep you moving in wherever you find yourself. So on behalf of the facility, we say thank you very much.
So having had these discussions or a brief meeting regarding the presentation of the medical supplies and equipment by Mr. Adebula Fuseni, Dr. Eric Wedam assembled his staff, including nurses, the accountant, procurement officer, and other staff that were readily available, and they all took part in the formal presentation and receipt of Mr. Adebula's package. These were the moments the items were actually presented by Mr. Adebula Fuseni to the hospital, with Dr. Eric Wedam receiving the items on behalf of the hospital.
Okay, yeah. Good.
And yet, yes, the batteries. So when you put it, you will not put the battery there. Yeah, the small
Yeah, so these are shots of Mr. Adebula interacting with some staff of the hospital and also interacting with Dr. Eric Wedam himself after the presentation was done with. And it was a lovely moment for both staff of the hospital, and a gratifying moment too for Mr. Adebula, of course, being happy and glad that he was able to come to the aid of the hospital with the little that he could. And in fact, he was reconnecting with some of the staff of the hospital that I think he is acquainted with. And Adebula actually worked at this same War Memorial Hospital years ago as a temporary staff. That is a story to be told another day. But in fact, Adebula was almost, back home, because he was once a temporary staff of the War Memorial Hospital. And he was just happy connecting with the nurses, chit-chatting with them, and having memories of when he used to work there.
Oh, yep, so he's going to do this. Oh, we'll see. Look at that. This man.
So people from Navrongo area, our Nankani brothers, our Kasina brothers and sisters, who are working outside of Ghana, as well as those who are working within Ghana, be it in your personal capacity, be it in your affiliation to an association, whenever you are able to help the Navrongo War Memorial Hospital, please don't hesitate to do so, because whilst you are outside working, your relatives are back here in Navrongo and its environs, and when they are sick, it is this same Navrongo War Memorial Hospital they will be running to. So if you are helping the hospital today, you are not helping the hospital as just an institution, but you are indirectly helping your own family members. My name always is Atobe Peter Wedam. Peace. Kindly subscribe to the channel so that whenever we post our new video, you will be among the first to see it.